How could a mistake save millions of lives? Can you imagine getting something very simple wrong, and then as a consequence of that, you literally change the course of life for millions of people? Look, are you depressed right now because something you've been trying desperately hard to succeed at just isn't working, and you're beginning to doubt whether it will ever work or that you'll ever succeed at anything because this isn't your first failure? Well, please listen on, because the answer that you need is coming later. Maybe you've tried this is your second time. Maybe you've tried innumerable times and you're beginning to accept the fact that maybe this is not going to be the life for you, because you're now scared to try anything because the experience has put you off. You're frightened to try again. You're frightened to fail again. Well, do not be put off. It's a proven fact that everyone who has made a success of their lives has failed, and not just once. They became scared of failing, and this fear of failure is what prevents many budding entrepreneurs from doing anything for themselves. But the people who succeed continue to try. You see, you've got to understand, failing is just a necessary part of success. You've got to fail first. And I know that you find that hard to believe. You think you're going to try something and succeed, and then everything will be fine. It doesn't work like that. The fact is, you've got to get it wrong first before you can get it right. And actually, if you haven't failed at something, you've never tried. In fact, failing is a complete necessity. Learning to fail is a necessity, but failing to learn is a crime. Failing, however, is how you learn. You know, Alexander Fleming, who became famous as the man who discovered penicillin, which has saved millions of lives, that was the consequence of a simple failure. He made a mistake. He forgot to close a window. I mean, how minor is that? How foolish is that? He left a culture plate by an open window and found that a mold had contaminated one of his culture plates. Now, imagine if he'd thrown that plate out, swearing at the top of his voice. But he didn't. He used his experience of countless failures to realize what had happened. The mold had killed a bug called Staphylococcus, which had been the main cause of many deaths. And that's how penicillin was discovered. So, look, the next time you fail at something, just think of Alexander Fleming and say to yourself, what have I learned and how can I use it to make sure I succeed the next time? Nice to talk to you.